Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, dear friends. Once again, it's another exciting day, another exciting moment. And we are here again, of course. It's Empowerment Talks with Comfort Convo and my best friend, Jeffrey. We are here again to bring it down to our level. It's such an exciting one today because we are going to be having a detailed look at one of our greatest products that is just warming up to hit the waves, and this is known else but all connect. So we definitely would have a few updates and so on. Anyway, where we don't have to say anything because Jeffrey has everything we need. It's just for us to ask, and of course, definitely, I know you are ready to deliver. Jeffrey, welcome again to Empowerment Talks.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. I tell you, you know how I feel, right? I mean, I just love your format and what you're doing here. And you spread information that needs to be spread to the masses, and you've got an audience that loves to hear you. And so I obviously love getting on here and talking with you and those people that are listening. So anytime you're ready or whatever you want me to go after, you just let me know because I'm just honored to be here and a part of what you are doing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeffrey. And guys, thank you. Thank you for joining, guys. And if you appreciate what Jeffrey and myself are doing, why not go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and invite people. Unpassive is walking now at the speed of the light. And like Mr. Ash Mufaris says, nobody shall be left behind. What we are doing here is just trying to take everybody along, guys. So share and comment and subscribe for us. Thank you again for joining. And Jeffrey, this goes to you. I borrowed this from the back office. You know me and my type of stuff. I don't know. It just spoke a lot to me. I wanted to find out whether you feel the same. I saw this at the back office. Somebody put it there about a month ago when we were doing the Dubai Bonanza, and it goes like heart is beating faster. The day is coming and the moment is approaching rapidly. Do you feel like that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. If you will take a look, or anybody listening here, take a look at the last two or three videos that I've put out. It all points to the momentum that is building. It's all pointing to what will happen when we hit that mark, that demarcation, as it were, of the founder opportunity disappearing. When the founder opportunity goes by the wayside, we then start to focus on everything that we brought up to this point because we're going to be heading into the marketing. And that is exactly where that momentum and that heartbeat that you're talking about, the excitement that we're all experiencing, because we know there's a deadline to begin to listen to and to be shared from Mr. Mufara, all of the things that he's been working on, all of the wonderful things that I know that he's got in his head and in the on passive as a whole that he's going to be sharing with us as we move forward. So that's what you're talking about. You're talking about the heart of on passive because we're excited because we've been waiting quite a while for this. But yes, I agree with that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I feel like that too, and I definitely do agree. Guys, tell us if you agree with that. Chat, just tell us in the comment section how you feel now. Are your hearts beating faster? This last time I asked Marty whether he was excited, and you said, I beg your pardon. I was like, oh my God, I withdraw. So, yeah, that's it. So, if you can, really quick, Jeffrey, before we delve into our product or connect. Can you quickly give us an update of what Ash said last Monday? Just a quick one in any order, whatever you remember. Just let us know, please.
Sure, sure. Now, are you looking for a specific update about everything, or do you want me to go into O Connect?
About everything, then we'll finally settle on All Connect for the rest of the time.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, he covered a lot. He started off uh, saying that on June 6th, which was Monday, that the first ODC, the on passive data center, went live, and we are now getting connected to multi-regional connections, right? And that we're gradually going to be hosting everything in the data centers, everything that we are. Everything's going to be on the cloud, and it's going to be progressively migrated from where we are to the new data center, right? From the AWS, the Amazon Web Services, which we're paying a hefty price for right now.
Yeah.
So once we migrate everything from there, and it goes from the cloud to the data center, and then multi-region, that's when we're going to start some of the neat stuff, because right now it's on the cloud, but once we move it over, we're going to go through what we call a development phase, which I touched a little bit in the video, where we're building the products and bringing them over, and you are migrating them one at a time. Then you're connecting or integrating them, and then you test them. And once they test, you bring another one, and you build it like that, so that they're all come together and come online at the same time, and we don't have any surprises. Once, I mean, you can't just load everything up and then flip a switch and hope it all works. It rarely works that way. Mr. Mufar knows what he's doing, but doing this and doing it this way and connecting regions, it makes it very fluid. It makes it a very dynamic hybrid, right? Which will be insanely fast and have some insane capacity. And as he has indicated, he's already working on the next greatest, biggest, in my opinion, a warehouse type of a data center, right? The size and the characteristics of these things are going to allow us to go global. So these are some of the things he talked about, how we start by uploading products, especially those that we already know are going to need an unlimited capacity. Your favorite, obviously, for today, OConnect is in there.
Yes.
OMail is going to be in there. Academy will be in there. Some of these ones that are going to require not only an unlimited capacity, but a much wider bandwidth, because they're going to be streaming all sorts of videos and live webinars and conferences and stuff like that. So life is going to be pretty good for us, but it helps us to get it all connected regionally the way that he's doing it, one data center at the time. Once we do that, eventually everything that we have, the entire digital ecosystem, the marketing, the finances, the AI, everything is all going to be online. It's all going to be connected. So there's going to be some redundancy. So if something happens, if there's a power outage or something catastrophic that happens at one data center, the others will pick up. You won't even see the system blink, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And there's going to be very little lag in anything. He said it won't even blink, and I like that, because a blink is pretty quick. I mean, I'm not sure how fast a blink is, but it's like the twinkling of an eye. I mean, it's pretty quick. So eventually, all of this is going to culminate in a global net of data centers with full capacity for hosting everything that we've got, and that includes everything that was developed within the digital ecosystem, right? The AI and the marketing and all that stuff that was. But the beauty of it is, he says also that this is step one, right? This is the first phase of OnPassive. And I'm like, dang, here I thought that was everything a while back. And now we find out that all this software and all this building and all this development and all these products have been phase one, right? He's already getting ready for us to jump into phase two as an independent AI company, right? Fully independent with, just a gigantic company. And he said, yeah, we got more phases. We're getting ready to jump into phase two and then phase three, right? But getting back to the data centers and getting those filled up with our digital ecosystem, which is huge, not only in the size of the data alone, but as well is huge, because that's how we're starting, and this is the first phase of it all. And once we get that first phase, which is the ecosystem in place, right? We're not talking, 2 years from now. I mean, we've been talking about this ecosystem for the last couple of years, but everything that we're talking about now, we're talking about bringing into the DC. It's going to give us a lot greater freedom. It's going to help us to cut way down on our billing, let the creative juices of our techs and developers, so to speak, get flowing, because it's going to be in one place in our house, and we're going to be able to control every bit of it. Now, the beauty of this whole data center system thing is is it's going to be in place just in time for the 22nd, which he brought up, and that marks the end of the opportunity for the founder position. And that's going to liberate the company. I love that word. It's going to free us up to move forward. And that's the momentum. That's the heartbeat that you're talking about, that gives you goosebumps, thinking, man, you wipe the sweat from your forehead, right? You're like, whoo, I've been waiting for a while for this. And now we have that in sight. We know where that mark is. We've got the date that says, as of this date, Mr. Mufara is going to be able to talk to us a little more intimately and tell us some more things that are going on. And everything is going to take on a new direction with the focus. It's going to be focused on the products. It's going to be focused on sales. And there's going to be a lot more milestones that we're going to be privy to and watch as it comes toward us. I used to tell people that life does not come at you. It comes to you. And this is kind of what On Passive is doing. We can now see with the end of the founder opportunity how these magnificently big and highly developed systems are all coming together to make the On Passive that we all knew would be there one day. But without Mr. Mufara being able to tell us everything that he wants to, sometimes we had a hard time really making the leap of faith, because it's been a minute, life is good. But it's the digital ecosystem that we want to focus on now, getting that in place, because that's what we've been watching, right? I mean, we've been watching that for a while now, and the promotion of that ecosystem is what is taking us right into the next phase and beyond the closure of the On Passive founder door, right into the first phase of On Passive, which is where we're going to be focusing on bringing the products. And then once we have the products and everything set up, it's going to be bringing those products to market. And he has said during this phase and during this whole ecosystem outlay that that's when we're going to start the marketing and the sales, and we're going to start sharing the wealth. So he also talked about the new websites. Obviously, there's another link. I mean, we talked about this last week and said next Friday we got another one. Well, link 53. Go on there and check it out. It's beautiful, right? Next week, right? The 13th, we're going to have another one. It's going to be spectacular as well. He went on to talk about some of the products. The Omail said Omail's got a nice new video out, this little 1-minute video. I put it on my YouTube. Hey, It's beautiful. It's beautiful. He's got new blogs coming out. Those blogs, incidentally, represent a huge benefit for the leaders. And when I say the leaders, we have a product that nobody really talks about. It's very rarely spoken about, and it's called Global Leader. Well, there's 1,000 of those positions that are going to be made available for leaders that meet certain criteria. And these blogs that he's doing, there's going to be 1,000 spots in this blog, and that correlates to the number of global leaders that we're going to have. And those global leaders, whoever lands in those spots, are going to have the opportunity to add content to it. Of course, they're going to get a lot of help and a lot of power and feedback from Mr. Mufara and the company, obviously, with white labeling and branding them, things like that.
You know what, Jeffrey? I think we need to find extra time just to come here and discuss this global leader thing, because we, even personally, have been in trouble. I try to understand it a bit, and people get a bit. I think we need another session just to discuss this and get to know what it all is about.
Well, I think you're right, and I think that's going to be a hot topic. It's going to be on the hot plate, so to speak, as these blogs come out, and people are like, "Wow, these are nice blogs. I want." And they're like, "Well, what do you mean? You got to be a global leader?"
Right?
It's dog eat dog world sometimes, and I don't know who the first 1,000 are going to be, but there's room for everybody at the top. I mean, Mr. Mufara probably agree with that.
That's so sweet. I know that's so sweet. Indeed, there's room for everyone. Let's accept greetings and warm interaction from our best friends in the house. Keba Ikas, you're welcome. Pat Parent, Levi Mabulo, you are welcome. Hello, Mr. Nge Alfred, you are all welcome, guys. Join in the conversation. We thank you all for the compliments that you are giving to Jeffrey and myself. And guys, Do well to subscribe, comment, share, like. This helps to expose us even more, and of course gives us reason to come back here even every minute. So thank you guys. So Jeffrey, this takes us to the whole thing. My interests, my best interest for today was actually on All Connect. I just want you to make a quick overview, because you see from my topic for today, I was like, the All Connect is the X factor, X factor for, for the video conferencing. What is All Connect
Yeah.
all about?
Oh, Connect.
Let's start from there, please.
I'm loving it, because you know what? It's going to be the premier AV conferencing platform, period. It's going to be the best one that's ever been engineered for the entire world. It's full of AI business tools, right? It's a AI-driven, hassle-free communication tool. That's what it is. And if you want a little taste, a shadow of what it is, just think about Zoom, what we use for Zoom for, and then multiply what Zoom can do by 100, and you probably got
Oh my
with
God.
Willow Connect. Yes, it's going to be absolutely wonderful. It's going to provide an easy, better way to stay connected to the entire world from anywhere in the world. And life is going to be good for us, because it's got very reliable, high-def audio and video conferencing tools in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to give you some unmatched clarity, and the quality, right, is going to be out of this world.
Mm-hmm.
And when I talk about clarity and quality, we're talking about the virtual or the hybrid classes and the events, the webinars, right? The conferencing that's going to go on within this program, because we have a lot of AI tools in there, and there's AI business tools locked into it as well. There's a big dashboard on there that's going to be really, really nice. It's going to be managing the usage of it. You'll be able to track things like attendance, meetings, chats, things like that. So there's a lot of good stuff that you can be monitoring and checking out. They've also got things, that are kind of typical, uploads. We have one-click uploads. You got on-demand viewing that you can watch through it, screen captures. And by screen capture, it's not just pics. This is high-quality audio and video, right? And that means that you can very easily record, and you can very easily play anything within the format, within the platform itself. Something that I've never heard of in another platform is the dual screen sharing, and that is something that you can use for real-time teamwork. If you've got two people that are in different locations in the world, you can bring them both on at the same time on their own screens, and you can start collaborating, and that is phenomenal. I've never heard of that anywhere, and I've had a lot of people asking about that, where you want to get two musicians that can get together and work and still have all the capabilities of a single. There's speech to text feature. Oh, you're going to love this. Now, the speech to text feature converts speech to text in real time. We'll get back to that, because you're going to love that. There's also an auto language translation in there. Sports, more than 100 languages. Right. You can do direct links like to other platforms, YouTube, for instance. You can have integrated links to going to external URLs you can operate across web platforms, web apps, event scheduling. You can invite by email, and it's got its own email what atmosphere, I guess you'd say, in there. So, it's really kind of cool. But one of the things, if I can go back to what Mr. Mufaro was talking about earlier this week, one of the things that he was touching on was the actual Connect and some of the things that were going on with that. And this is kind of concerning Connect. There were a couple of questions, but he started out by saying that the first release has already got the audio and the closed captioning in it. We knew this. We knew that you had, if you were speaking like I am now, then it would run across the bottom, and it would automatically go speech to text and put the text on the bottom, right? And that's to say that whatever language you're speaking, that language is going to be transcribed textually onto the screen so that you can read it as you're listening. Now, the next feature, this is where it gets good. You're going to love this, man. I was beside myself when he was trying to explain this, and I had to go back and listen to the man, which I often do. I've got to go back. Sometimes I slow it down to 0.75 so I can really hear what he's saying. But he was saying the next feature that's going to be added is going to be able to help those that can't or don't want to actually read it, right? It's going to take the spoken word, it's going to transcribe it to text, but from there, it's going to translate that text into a different language, and then it's going to be able to show an animated avatar or an AI chatbot, might be a person or a little dog. I don't know, whatever. I would imagine you can probably make it whatever you want, but it's going to then speak that language to the user, right? So this is it. It'll go from speech to text. It'll translate the text to another language. And then once it transfers it to another language, the AI chatbot, the avatar, whatever, is going to read that language and speak it out to you, to the user, in that different language. So I'm like, bam! I mean, man alive. It allows, he also said that when you use this feature, that the person that's actually speaking, because you're not going to want to hear them, it's going to dim. It's going to quiet them down. It's going to dim the speaker. It's going to do the translation to speech. Then from the speech, it's going to read it, and the avatar is actually going to talk to you in that new language. So,
wow.
Once they dim the speaker, the artificially intelligent audio is going to become available to speak it in that new language. And that's my understanding of it. So I was like, man. And then if that's not enough, next, what they want to do is they want to have the audio heard in the original language while they can also be reading in a language of choice. So now I don't get that because I don't speak more than one language,
Some of
But
us speak many. I hope they appear all there.
well, I can't imagine why I would want that, but I'm sure there's some people that will listen to it and wouldn't mind. Maybe they get better comprehension. I don't know, but whatever, the language of choice. After that, you're going to have the ability to audio override in any selected language that you want to. So, I mean, I don't quite get it, but that's my understanding of it. And, hey, if I can add this in here, I have an apology for everybody's group, everybody in on passive. Last week, I spoke about the restriction of phone numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where I got the idea, right? But the restriction of phone numbers, I spoke as something that pertained to founder accounts associated with the phone numbers. It appears I was wrong. I got that wrong. It wasn't actual accounts. It was the actual number itself. So the number, the field for the phone number was limited, or it was going to be limited to 10 or 12 digits, not the phone number to 10 or 12 accounts. But he's gone in, they've changed it. It's a numeric field. All you can put in there is numbers, and there's no limit to it. So that's been taken care of. I was wrong putting the other stuff out. Not even sure where I got it, but
Thank you.
we went in and fixed it all, so it's good. Oh, incidentally, there's also a new admin panel that he talked about for founders. Now, that's not significant for the user, because when we go on, we do what we do, but the admin panel is the control dashboard, not the user interface. We're talking about it's the dashboard for admin activity, to change things, to go in and remove posts and stuff like that. And so that's what that's for. But they beefed it up. It's got more features, a lot of new features. It's using newer and better technology. You know how Ash does, right? He beefs it all up all the time. So it's more flexible, and you got it's easier and more powerful for monitoring what's going on in the back office, which is kind of cool.
Right.
So,
Thank you. I think, Jeffrey, we are going on. You're not going yet because I've still got a pack of questions for you when it
okay.
comes to or connect. But I just want to stop here. You've said a few things. Given what we know already, we thought that we know everything about unpassive.
Oh,
But
no.
then Ash makes us understand that that's just the tip of the iceberg, right? And if it's not insane, then it's not unpassive and it's not Ash Mufara. So where else could one be apart from being here now? Special greetings to Madame Sarah in the house. There she is, joining us for the first time. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining in. And if you're enjoying what you're listening, our great best friend in the house telling us Jeffrey and the fact that he's ready to be here for us anytime we need him, tell him how you feel, how much you appreciate him in the comment section. Go back to his channel if you're not subscribed and subscribe right away. Or later on, you will definitely meet this video out there and it should give you reason, please, to just subscribe, like, so that it gives us more reason to come back. Thank you, Jeffrey, for always being ready for us. We really do appreciate you. Thank
My
you.
pleasure. My
Yes.
pleasure.
So back to business, Jeffrey. All Connect, they say, permit you to create as many events as you need. So I just wanted
Unlimited.
to know so how many events actually like one could create on All Connect, on this platform All Connect. How many, how often, and so on. Just expand on that for us if you can, please.
Well, a long time ago, I was listening to a sermon, and the preacher said, and that means all. You know what all means, right? All means all. Well, Ash says unlimited. And he says that's a theme that runs throughout on passive, and the on passive products, a great many of them, if it applies. This is the same thing with O Connect. When he says unlimited, he's saying you can go in and you can have as many as you want. You can have as many in the audience. So like Zoom may, and I'll leave Zoom out of it. Some of these other platforms might charge you anywhere from 500 to 5,000 to 50,000 a month, depending on how big your audience is. Not so with O Connect. O Connect doesn't matter if you've got 5, 50, 500, 5,000, or 50,000 people. It's still the same monthly subscription cost that you're getting everything. It's in there. It's in there. So unlimited. And how many times can you go on a day and do whatever? How long do you want to stay awake? I mean,
I know.
He says unlimited. There's no caps. So that's beautiful. I mean, that's unheard of. And the value that you're getting, I mean, when you're paying much, 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 much less than 1/10 of what anybody else, and you're getting unlimited everything, and the O Connect. Now, think about this, because when you have that O Connect going through its, I think in the next week or so, we'll talk about some products here in a minute that are going through their final sprints. But those products, they aren't just standalone. I mean, they're actually integrated with all those other things. So you've got other products integrated that you can now bring into and use and go across platforms once you're into O Connect. So, man, when you say how much can you do, how long can you stay awake?
It goes back to the crazy nature of it, right? Of everything, insane. It is.
Yeah.
So, talking about product integration, I know that one of the things that everybody would want to be there, social media is our thing. This is the generation of social media. Is there any way that All Connect is connected or interconnected with our social media platform, which is going to be ONET?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, every one of these you can get to from inside the OnPassive. Once you go through that single sign-on with the OTP and you're in the OnPassive universe, every one of these are accessible and available. And from one platform, you can use another platform, and you can bring the two in, and they will work across platforms. That's the beauty of Ash Mufar's system here. What he's put together is a truly versatile, valuable system that will allow you to do many things at the same time, and you don't have to go anywhere else for anything else, because we've got it all under one roof. That's the beauty of this whole thing. Well, that's part of the beauty. There's a lot of beauty in it. Oh, man.
I know it is. There is indeed.
Yeah.
There is. It's just amazing how this is. So, like one of the features, I know that you've talked about the features earlier on, but there are so many though. But let me talk. There's one which says direct link to YouTube, right? So is it like if I am streaming or I'm having an event on All Connect, would I be able to at the same time be streaming on YouTube,
Yes.
on Net, and other stuff and so on?
And that's what we mean when we say that it'll go.
So
yes, that's what we mean when we say that it'll operate across web platform or web apps. You can stream live. You can, other social medias you can bring right in, or you can go right out and they'll operate just great. They'll be fine. I mean, yeah, you can stream. And that's another reason why they want to get this in there first, because it draws a lot of bandwidth. There's going to be a lot of people that have multiple videos and multiple platforms brought into this when they're doing their things, so that, for instance, if you and I are on OConnect and we're doing this webinar, you can now stream it live to Facebook. You can stream it live to YouTube, and there's other ones out there. I'm not too familiar with them, but you'll be able to stream it. So that's a lot of streaming, a lot of data, a lot of things going on, and a lot of interconnectivity that you won't really even see or feel. You'll just know I pushed the button and it works and life is good.
Wow. What a blessing, guys. This is a huge one. There are times it's difficult for me to just round my head around what we have in our hands. So it takes Jeffrey for us to at least settle down a bit, because we need to, you really help. You're doing really great. Thank you, Jeffrey. So there's somebody dropped something here I wanted to connect. Okay, guys, you are joining us now. Jeffrey and myself, we are talking about OConnect. So just get in touch or to connect. If you are just joining us now, subscribe, comment, share, do anything you want to do, like, and of course, let us know how much you appreciate Jeffrey for being there for us to make this happen, so that we can understand and get connected and all of this stuff. So that said, Jeffrey. So about the closed caption, there's something, I don't know if you already explained this. It could be for emphasis. Now I don't know. There's something that they talked about the closed caption. Was it the one? Okay, I think was it the one where they talk and then somebody understands in? Can you?
Yeah, closed captioning is very useful, especially if you're hearing impaired or deaf. Closed captioning is speech to text. So as you talk, the AI picks your words up and prints them across the bottom of the screen. That is your closed captioning. Speech to text is a more conventional term for it, but we grew up with CC at the bottom, CC capable. When the data first started coming out, or technology first came out with picture-in-picture, they'd call that CC, or closed captioning, meaning that it would scroll the words. Some of the older mainstream news media used to start putting closed captioning on the bottom of their screens and things like that. Well, these days we're calling it speech to text. And the beauty of the OConnect and the beauty of the technology that Mr. Mufar has got is not only will it take your speech and turn it to text, it will then take that text, it will translate it to another language, and then that AI will read that language to you and turn it right back into speech in a different language. And it's very, very sophisticated, and it takes a lot of computational power, but that's the AI that's integrated into everything that we've got.
Wow. So earlier on, you talked about dual screen sharing, and there's somewhere I read, I don't know why I didn't note it down, which talked about so. All right, let's leave that aside. God, you gave a perfect example of one musician calling in from one angle and the other one from the other place, and they join to do some stuff. Is it like it's going to help like our artists and so on to save some money on the part where they have to order managers and stuff like that? How useful is this going to be to people who like those, given that we have our sister Fumi in the house, who is a musician?
Well, let's use the example that we just used with a musician.
Yes, please.
I mean, we could use teachers, professors. The whole idea is that, like right now, if you try to do something like that on an existing platform, you would have one person with full functionality, and the other person would not be able to. They couldn't host, or they wouldn't have full functionality. When you have dual screen sharing, you have two screens with full functionality that can operate independently, which means you can now collaborate and you can add things together, you can compile things together, and you can create or co-create things at the same time on the same laptop or PC or whatever. It's just two live active screens.
Okay, wow. This is just like amazing. Thank you so much. So let's hear now.
As far as let me clarify something. As far as like making music, if you're on Zoom or you're on one of our webinars right now and you want to sing with somebody, one person can sing, but if you try to do something, it's going to mute them so you can talk. On
Exactly.
dual screening, you can both talk or you can both sing, you can both play. The audio's
God.
it's full functionality.
This is crazy. Fumi and myself are going to talk every day, every minute, every time because we like talking about them. We'll do a lot of crazy stuff. Thank you, Jeffrey. I can only say thank you. So, guys, let's hear now. Founder position again, Jeffrey, is coming to an end June
Woohoo!
22nd, 2022. What does this mean to us? What do you tell people? I hope that nobody is here that's not yet a founder, and if they are blessed. What do you tell them?
If there's people here that aren't a founder, I'm just saying you're about to lose the opportunity of a lifetime. It is not coming back around. It's not going to happen again. This opportunity, the value of this is so phenomenal. It just the $97 cost of the position for founder would be like a drop of water in a bucket that holds an entire bucket of water. On passive is the bucket, and your $97 is the drop of the value for that entire bucket. I'm telling you, if you're not a founder, you need to don't even start trying to educate yourself about unpassive. Just
Hello.
get the position and then learn. Then learn. Because if you miss this opportunity, it won't come back around. Now, once we open publicly, obviously, you will be able to come in and others will come in as members. But you will never, ever, ever, there will never be another opportunity to be a founder in Unpassive. And that is in perpetuity. This is forever, for generations and generations. And don't think for a second, once we launch, we're 1.5 million founders, right? Right now, we are the company. And in 6 months, when we're at 10 million, we're only a tenth of the company. Like Mr. Mufara says, our value continues to go up. At the end of a year, when you're at 500 million customers or higher, and now we're at 0.05%, right? That means this position is going to be extremely valuable, but it is never ever coming back around. You will never be able to get it at any price, $10,000 or $100,000. You will not be able to get it. So it's disappearing on the 22nd. If you're not in, get active, get unstuck. If you are in, relish in it, enjoy it, have fun with it, love the value of it, and be thankful with a grateful heart, and just know that you are being done, or it is done for you, and you are being taken care of. And Mr. Mufara has got a lot more that he's going to tell us in the next couple of weeks.
Whew. Wow.
Yeah.
Are you cleaning your ears, guys? Are you ready? So that times, Jeffrey, I like picking some sweet comments. Our sister Marcienne Emabu says, on passive products would be so delicious. Even children would be able to use them. That's so sweet. Thank you, sis.
I love that word, delicious. I
I
mean,
know.
everybody loves delicious, right?
Of course.
And you talk about these products and how close we are. Think about it. Now, Omail, right? Omail is done. I mean, it's all done, but what do they say? All done but the paperwork, I think, right? It's going to be the best email solution that's ever existed. I mean, it's going to be complete for the planet, right? It's almost ready right now for marketing. Remember, Mr. Mufara, he says you get the first set of eyes on it, the second set of eyes on it, then the third set of eyes on it. Well, he's getting the third set put on it. And then guess what? Then we go to marketing.
Oh my God.
And I'm not talking a long time. I'm saying June, July at the latest. Same thing with O-Trim. It's market ready. O-Tracker. O-Tracker's been an MVP. We talked about MVP last time, right? The minimum
Medium, yeah.
One of the way Mr. Mufara explains that, he kind of says it's like a sketch as opposed to a real picture, right? MVP. O-Tracker's been one since last year, 6-7 months ago, right? I mean, think about trackers. Oh man, that's going to be, we got geofencing, we got the heat map, we got all sorts of things nobody else has got. And it's going to be huge. It's going to be the best tracker on the planet. O-Staff, it's almost ready to go, right? Remember Boston, the top?
Yep.
Remember when he released O-Staff in Boston before that?
That was crazy.
Boom. That was an MPV back in the day, but guess what? We're in the final sprint, right? Odesk, same thing. Got well, it's not in, but it's within range. It's almost in the last sprint. which means that it's going to be ready in a few weeks at the most. And that particular one is already okay for B2B or B2C, business to business, business to consumer. So it's already almost totally done. And when these things are done, when they go through their final sprint, this is to say that they are still not, I mean, they're part of something much grander, a lot bigger. And when you put them together, they're even more valuable and more powerful because they're integrated, like you were saying before, how we can use one from the other and bring one into the other, and you can use multiple ones at times. So they're part of a lot of different things when they're integrated. Now, Academy, right? That one too. That's a huge one. That's fast approaching the final sprint, right? They just added, what did he say? A counselor feature, a feature for counselors, specifically counselors, right? I mean, Academy, students, teachers, professors, universities, institutions, now they put something in there specifically for counselors. I grew up with school counselors, right? I think they're all over. All the colleges have them. People have them. They have counselors in business. That's going to be fantastic, right? And now when you take Academy and you couple that, like you were saying, you bring OConnect. Whoa, now we've got an educational system where language is no longer a barrier, right? I mean,
I know.
you won't even need to know the language that you're learning from because the AI will translate it all, and you can take classes sitting in America that are being given over in Israel, and they're speaking Arabic, and you can still get it all, right? This means that we aren't going to be stopped or stifled by borders or race or culture or nationality or
language or
any other language, anything else, backgrounds, right? I mean, bam, no limits, and it's unlimited. Can be across multiple devices.
Insane, isn't it?
Signal, you can use it, right? That's another one. It's going to be. We got a little taste of it in the back office, but it's a lot bigger and a lot more powerful than what we see, right? But it's going to be a digital global community that's fair, extends privacy. I mean, virtually private. Free speech. You're not going to be censored like they do with some of these other programs. Well, now with appropriate limits. I mean, you can't go up there and cuss a blue streak without getting noticed, right? And you can't lie, cheat, and steal and do stupid stuff, right? So this is to say that if there's any shady topics or language and stuff going on Passive is probably going to intervene. Oh, bless is a huge one. Man, they did another demo yesterday. Remember him talking about it? Said, yep, on Wednesday they're going to do another demo. Well, they did it, and they're adding more improvements. Man, he'll let us know when that goes into the last sprint. So it all points, everything that we just talked about is within weeks of getting these to the market, right? And I don't mean the end of the year. I'm talking June and July.
This sounds like a dream.
So if you want others to be excited, you need to be excited.
We've got a few contributions here. Levi says the universe will know our name is Unpassive with one hand. And Marcian again says the beauty of Unpassive is for everyone. Thank you guys for joining. Thanks for the contributions. Subscribe, share, comment. And if you are joining us late, you would want to go back to the beginning of this video when we're done, because Jeffrey has delivered just more than enough. He is just doing it the ash move far away. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you. So now, Jeffrey, you are not going yet, because this question is here that came to me through another founder. And it goes like, if I join Unpassive and I bring my family and my friends and everybody, what will I gain for bringing these people on board?
First of all, you're going to be a hero, and you get bragging rights, and that's worth it. But more than that, and this is what I would ask anybody to focus on, is set aside the digital ecosystem, which is massive. It's an abbreviated internet. Set aside the physical products that we have already going into manufacturing, right? Set aside the AI and the integration. Set aside the innovation labs that we're working on and bringing into full tilt. Set aside the data centers that we own, are building, and will control. Set all that aside and look at the humanitarian aspect of what Unpassive is doing. We are here to lift humanity. And if
Mm.
you want to know what you're personally going to get out of that, that will make a difference in your life, then you start focusing on what you can do with what On Passive gives you to lift up those around you in your neighborhood, in your community,
Oh, yeah.
in your city or your local state or even in your country. On Passive, getting back to what am I going to get? I'm going to get a company that is going to do 90% of the work that I get paid for. I'm going to get success. I'm going to be handed on a silver platter success in online marketing. I'm going to give that out as I get it, right? I get to share it. I'm also going to be given um, eventually abundance, because the whole idea is the company is going to make you successful and it's going to give you what you need to be successful and not worry about life or worry about etching out, through a job, or worry about income or where my next, where the next car payment's coming from and stuff like that.
Right.
It's a self-fueling, self-driving vehicle in which you are the passenger, and you will be paid residually month after month after month that will grow month after month after month. So when you get into On Passive, you become part of the On Passive family, whose overreaching idea and method for business is to lift those around us. Now, that sounds very churchy and very sweet and all that, but to get back to your question, what am I going to get?
Yep.
You're going to get peace of mind, because On Passive is going to give you time and money, so that you'll have the time to do whatever you want to do, because you'll have the money to do whatever you want to do. And when you have enough, and you have more than enough, so that you're living in excess, so that you've got stuff set away for what we call a rainy day, and
Mm.
you've still got more, and you start giving, it's a natural thing. You're going to start giving from your success and your excess, and you are going to start enjoying life. You're going to enjoy your family more. You're going to enjoy the company and your neighbors more. You're going to enjoy the day more, and you're just going to have a much better life. So get in, get active, get unstuck, and get ready to be in the best shape of your life.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Jeffrey, for this response. But unfortunately, I'm still keeping you there, right? This person who asked this question, I had a conversation with Collins, the old tech guys,
Yep, yep,
one
yep,
of
yep.
them. And what we thought was this person is coming from the MLM mindset.
Sure.
So would you like to explain, let them understand that their success on passive does not depend on the people they bring on board? I think we would like to make this clear to them, if you can, please.
Sure, sure. MLMers, first of all, let me just tell you, there are some beautiful, wonderfully successful, and very, very ethical MLM companies. Unfortunately, a lot of them are giving the others one a bad name, so you kind of go put when you say MLM, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Mary Kay, 1.5 million members, beautiful company, good products, very upkeep. It's good. It's good. On Passive is not MLM simply because we are not relying on members to do the work. On Passive is doing the work for us.
Mhm.
They are doing the marketing. They are doing the follow-up. They are doing the communication. They are giving you all of the products. They are taking in the money and dropping it in your wallet. On Passive is doing it for you. That's why we had 3 years ago, we come done for you, and people are like, oh, nobody does that. You're right. And nobody does until On Passive. That's why we are the paradigm shift that is On Passive, because nobody else will do it. Nobody else has got the heart to do it. Nobody else has got the will, the drive, or the desire, or the resources to do it. They're too greedy. They're too selfish. They're too self-centered and focused on themselves. On Passive is not like that. On Passive looks out of ourselves to others to help lift them up. And we know that when we do that, then everything else that we need and want is going to come right back to us. And that's the on-passive way. That's why we're not MLM. We're not having people go out and bring people in. On-passive is building our teams for us through their marketing. And I wouldn't even say teams, because we're not based on teams. The compensation plan is based on sales, not people or teams or anything else. So based on the sales, that's how we're getting paid. And On-passive is going out with all of the marketing giant that they are, and they understand marketing. Ashley's been doing it for 25 years and very, very successful at it. But what he has even come up with On-passive is so radically phenomenal, such a revolutionary idea that it throws the business and online marketing right over on his ear, because he says, we're going to do it all for you. And we are going to provide the founders with not only commissions and give them the chance to be resellers of our products and earn commissions that way as well. But we've got a profit sharing plan that every day you're going to look at your wallet and money's going to be dropping in there, because in real time, as the profits come in, they're going to be sharing those profits. And Mr. Mufara has said more than once, On-passive is not based on products and profits. On-passive is not greedy when it comes to profit. They're going to take all of their profit. They're going to subtract whatever they need to keep the lights on. It's, that in a way. They're also going to keep a block of it so that we can continue to develop. Our sustainability is huge. We gotta keep moving. And then everything else is divided as profit sharing among the founders. So what am I going to get? You're going to get your life back. That's what you're going to get. Join GoFounders, get unstuck, and get your life back.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Bravo. I think a couple of days ago, I made it understand that anybody who says anything to me should be careful, because I hold you responsible for everything you say. So you just said a while ago that you are enjoying the fact that the company does 90% of what you get paid for, right? So if the 10% is left for you and myself as founders to be done, what exactly would it be? What are you and I expected to do as founders?
I think 10% is probably a little much. I think I'll end up doing like 3 or 2%.
Yeah.
But first thing we got to do is just get the right attitude, get the right perspective, be grateful, show gratitude, understand that this is not a charity. This is a business, and it is a huge AI-driven, information technology company that is so big that we can't even share how big it is, because people say, you're so full of crap, I can smell you a mile away. I mean, that's what they would say. I mean, Mr. Mufar's even said it. We've got to dim this down just to make it believable. So I forgot your question.
What are you and I supposed to do?
Oh, yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my attitude in check. I'm going to get the right perspective. I've told people a lot of times that perception is the fundamental unit of reality, and how you think and how you feel and what you do creates your reality. So get the right mindset. Understand, nobody is here to take your money or make you feel bad. We're here to lift you up and give you more value than you've ever had in your life. Now, to that end, what am I going to do? I'm going to log on every day with a smile, and I'm going to watch the money drop into my wallet. I'm going to transfer it out. I'm probably going to do some work with Obless and start giving people a lot of money. I will, obviously, I'm going to go on. I'm going to create a website in somewhere between 10 seconds and 90 seconds, probably, because I'm not a tech and I don't want to have to build it from hand. I'm going to let them do it, right? I'm going to enjoy the system. I'm going to enjoy all of the products. I'm going to enjoy my family. I'm going to enjoy life, because like Catmo, remember Catmo?
Oh, yeah.
Complete, automated, right? Traffic and money.
Oh, yeah.
Catmo, total freedom, because we're getting money and we're getting our time. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to enjoy my time. I'm going to spend my money, and I'm going to love my life.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. That's so sweet. I think somebody's just resonating with what you said, because that's Pat Parent. He says, oh, yeah, Jeffrey, I got my life back over 3.5 years now with On-passive. Yeah, because you said earlier on that you are going to get your life when you become a founding member, and somebody's confirming, which means it's not your idea, it's what everybody.
Witness. Yep. Amen. Yep. Get a witness.
Yes.
But you know what? It's even better than that. It's even better than that. I mean, right now, think about this. Our priorities are to bring the on-passive digital ecosystem to fruition, to the marketplace. That's the goal. That's what we're focusing on. We're no longer focusing on founders. Actually, we said a year and a half ago, we don't need any more. And I was one that said, I don't want any more, but hey, here we
I
are.
know.
I'm not being selfish. I'm just like, let's move on already. I'm excited, want to get going.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we have who we have. But our whole thing is to bring our digital, I mean, there's 50 departments at least, give or take. I mean, I don't know how many there are, but there's about 3, 4 dozen at least, right? In this digital ecosystem that we've got, and they're all connected. Bringing them to market is the culmination of the first phase. We got phased rollouts coming. We got other phases we're going to enter into, right? I mean, man, once we actually roll the digital ecosystem out, we're gonna be hosting. We're gonna give you the domain. We're gonna build the business. We're gonna brand your identity, not on passive, right? We're gonna send you traffic and take care of all the follow up. This is the first step. This is the first phase that we're coming into and coming. It's going to give everything else. Oh, thrust. That's what Mr. Lift. That was the word he used. Lift. He said this going forward and bringing this digital ecosystem into the marketplace is going to give on passive that lift, that thrust, like a rocket, right? Think of a Falcon Heavy with those 3 huge, I mean, just pushes. Nothing's going to stop it. Nothing's going to stop it. So the thrust of us bringing this to the marketplace is just going to catapult us all. Man, it's going to be phenomenal. If you're not excited, you simply don't, you're not getting the grasp of this. So, okay. Anyway, previously we were sharing co-founders. We don't have to do that anymore. Moving forward, we're going to share more of On Passive, and we're going to get a lot more materials and things from On Passive, and the evidence of who we are and what we are will be apparent because we'll be in the marketing and selling, and people will go, oh my gosh, for 2 years I've been calling them everything in the book except legit. Now to find out, wow, they're legit.
Yes.
So, yeah.
All right. I think we just got a prospect in the house, Rose Firminium, and she says, please help me to become a member. Thanks. Yes, of course, we are going to help you, Sister Rose. I think we had a chat earlier on, if I'm not mistaken. If it's still you, let me know how far you got with the registration process. We are very ready to help you. We'll do everything to make sure you get signed up. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, Jeffrey, I don't want to keep you for long, so that next time when I call you, you'll definitely be coming back. So,
I can't refuse you. You got me. You're like my granddaughter. She's got me wrapped right around her little finger.
oh my, that's so cute.
You know what, though? Before we close, let me
Yes.
just say the products that we just talked about, those things are ready for marketing. You know what Mr. Mufara said? We can go to the moon with them.
Wow.
We can go to the moon with them. He said it's not at the end of this year. It's not next year. It's now. It's going to be the June, July time frame. In the meantime, he says, you know what? We're just going to keep doing what we do and come up with the ideas until we die. We ain't never going to stop. Now, he corrected me. Well, he didn't correct me. He let me know that there was a correction to a quote that used to say this: how we do anything is how we do everything.
Everything.
And he let me know there's an addendum on that quote the other day because I said it, and he said, oh, Jeffrey, there's another part to that. And now the quote is this: how we do anything is how we do everything. And that is why On Passive is everything. And right now, Comfort, we're on standby to be in the best shape of our lives.
Wow, this is crazy. Let me stop writing. I'm just going to let me not keep you here. I'm taking down every stuff. Thank you, Jeffrey. I'm so excited, guys. I don't know about you. I don't want to spoil this show with my excitement. We're so happy that you came. Otherwise, Jeffrey and myself will be talking to ourselves. It's going to be more than boring.
But I'll be having fun doing it, girl.
Yeah, I know. So thank you, guys. Like I said earlier on, if you are joining us now, you would want to go back and watch this video again because just like Mr. Mufara, Jeffrey just over-delivered. a lot of updates, a lot of information, a lot of education for us. That is just the way we want to do to make sure we take everybody along, because Ash says nobody shall be left behind. So Jeffrey, before you go, we have people who joined on passive a couple of whatever time ago. They abandoned everything and went away. Hopefully some of them find themselves here, or let's make sure we share this because they need to know that this is where we are now. What would you be saying to such founders, please?
I would encourage founders that signed up and have lost contact with their accounts or haven't logged in for a long time. Look up that account, or get some help looking that account up. If you remember who you spoke with that helped you with that account, or do a search in your email for past emails from Go Founders, because that's where the original emails came from that would have given you passwords and accesses and things like that. But log into that account and make sure it's okay. Log in, make sure you can log in. Make sure your NDA is signed. If you don't sign the NDA, you can't be part of the marketing. You can't be part of committee. You can't be part of anything. It's like saying, no, I don't want to join. Because if you don't sign that NDA, they're not going to let you give access to anything. So log on, sign the NDA, make sure it's signed. If it is signed, go straight into your profile. Make sure that your name, your phone number, and your country is correct. Make sure the spelling's right. If you can't find your site, or maybe you forgot your password, if you go to ofounders.net and you put your email in, it will send you a new password. But now there's also a one-time password, an OTP. So if you try to reset your password or you try to do anything, it's going to say, okay, we sent a one-time code to your email. You'll have to get that code and put it in there, because we want to know not only that you have the right information to access, but we want to know you are who you purport to say you are, because we don't want to give your access to somebody else. So bear with us with this multi-factor authentication, because it's for our own good. It's another layer of security. But reset the password if you need to. Reach out to whatever. I mean, by hook or crook, get access to your account and don't let that go, because this is better than winning the, dare I say, the lottery. I mean, it's hardly a lottery, but I'm saying that this one account, there are people with several accounts. You only need one, and it will pay you in perpetuity for generations, and it will be increased commissions month after month after month after month, because On Passive is doing the work for you. Wow. Get in, get active, get unstuck, find. Man, I'd be crying the blues if I lost.
Right.
If I lost one of these accounts.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. We'll end again on the note that you can only take a horse to the stream, but we don't force it to drink, right? So we do our part and let the rest do theirs. I really do appreciate. Guys, check on Jeffrey Morlock on YouTube. He's got more than wonderful updates, like every day, every time. Just visit his website, his YouTube channel, and if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Click on the notification bell so that each time he drops any update, it lands on your palms. So
can I put a shameless plug in here? I'm going to be coming out with, I'm working on right now a PowerPoint presentation that will make a cliff note or a cheat slide for every product that we have, and it'll explain them very, very nicely, and I'll be able to put that out so everybody will know what the products are, what they do, and how they interact.
All right. Let's all keep an eye, guys. If this is coming from Jeffrey, you just want to be excited to have a look at it. So let's keep in touch. Let's keep connected, and let's do it the unpassive way. Thank you once again, Jeffrey, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thanks. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining, and let's keep sharing and blessing our families, guys. This is useful information. Thanks. All right. See you again really soon, guys.